Imagine a place where generations of people have kept ancient secrets hidden behind doors that almost no one has ever seen. There, mysterious stories await to challenge everything we know about history, faith, and humanity. Beneath the great churches and sacred corridors of the Vatican lies a world so full of enigmas that it seems to have come straight out of a movie. What if it's all true? A painting so cursed, people say just looking at it brings despair. A book so mysterious, its pages hold secrets written by a monk who supposedly made a deal with the devil. There is also a sarcophagus, an ancient tomb, which houses the bones of a saint who prophesied the end of the world. The Vatican's most secret places are home to all of these things and more. The Vatican is one of the most famous places on Earth. Millions of people visit every year to see its beautiful chapels, ancient art, and holy relics. But what most visitors don't realize is that the real Vatican lies beneath the surface. Locked away from the public eye, its legendary archives house thousands of documents, artifacts, and books deep underground. Take, for example, the cursed painting of the anti-pope. Long ago, during a time of chaos in the church, an ambitious man rose up to challenge the true pope. Exiled and forgotten, his portrait endures. People believed this painting to bring terrible luck, so much so that they banished it to a hidden corner of the Vatican, far from prying eyes. Despite its faded colors and cracked surface, the stories it tells remain as vibrant as ever. Some say it's more than cursed, it's a warning. Then there's the sarcophagus of St. Malachy, an Irish saint who claimed to see the future. He wrote down a series of prophecies, each one predicting the name and fate of every pope to come. His final prophecy speaks of a pope named Peter the Roman, who will lead the church during its darkest days, when Rome itself is destroyed and the end of the world begins. The Vatican's secret archives, officially renamed in 2019 to the Vatican Apostolic Archives, is one of the most mysterious collections in the world. It houses documents that date back more than 1,200 years, covering pivotal moments in world history. From papal decrees to royal correspondences, the archives contain over 53 miles of shelving, holding centuries of secrets. Few can access them. Researchers must pass strict vetting processes, and even then, they can only request specific documents. They forbid browsing, and many records remain completely off-limits. Over the centuries, the Vatican has guarded some of the most controversial items in history. One of the most striking examples is the doctrine of discovery, a series of papal decrees issued in the 15th and 16th centuries. These documents gave European nations the religious right to claim lands inhabited by non-Christians. These documents led to the colonization, slavery, and exploitation of millions of indigenous peoples across the Americas, Africa, and Asia. And then there's the lost Gospel of Peter, rumored to challenge the foundations of Christianity itself. This ancient text, believed to be hidden within the Vatican archives, allegedly portrays Jesus not just as divine, but as deeply human, wrestling with doubts and fears. If revealed, it could shake the very core of Christian doctrine. By keeping these texts hidden, the Church may believe it is preserving unity. Remember to join our community by subscribing to this channel. In today's world, where governments and institutions are expected to be open and honest, the Vatican's secrecy stands out like a relic from another time. While other archives around the globe strive to digitize and share their collections, the Vatican remains a fortress of restricted knowledge. One recent example of the tension between secrecy and transparency is the case of Emanuela Orlandi, a teenage girl who disappeared in 1983. For decades, conspiracy theories have linked her disappearance to the Vatican, with some suggesting she was silenced after witnessing something she wasn't supposed to see. In 2019, under public pressure, the Vatican allowed investigators to search 2 tombs in the Teutonic Cemetery, but the tombs were empty and the case remains unsolved, fueling suspicions and frustration. The Vatican often defends its secrecy as a matter of faith and protection. Church officials argue that revealing everything could lead to misunderstandings or even harm. What lies behind the Vatican's closed doors isn't just ancient scrolls and dusty relics. It's the story of humanity, its triumphs, tragedies, and mysteries. One of the most compelling theories is that the Vatican holds versions of the Bible that predate the Gospels we know today. Imagine texts written closer to the time of Jesus, offering new insights into his life and teachings. Some believe these lost documents could reveal alternative interpretations of Christianity, potentially shaking the foundation of the Church's doctrines. For instance, some claim that the lost Gospel of Peter portrays Jesus in a more human light, revealing his personal struggles and doubts. If such texts exist, they could challenge traditional views of divinity and faith. The Church's reluctance to share these documents fuels speculation about what they might contain. Another captivating theory involves hidden prophecies stored in the Vatican's archives. Many claim these documents contain additional secrets tied to the third secret of Fatima, a prophecy revealed by 3 shepherd children in Portugal in 1917. The Vatican has disclosed parts of this prophecy, but some believe it hasn't told the full story. Other theorists speculate that the archives conceal other apocalyptic predictions, including warnings about humanity's future. In a more modern twist, some theorists argue that the Vatican conceals advanced technologies or groundbreaking scientific discoveries. These rumors range from energy sources that could revolutionize the world to knowledge that might upend our understanding of physics. For example, some suggest the Vatican might have access to Nikola Tesla's work, including inventions that could provide free energy to the world. Others believe it hides evidence of time manipulation or even ancient technologies far ahead of their time. Among the most sensational claims is that the Vatican has proof of extraterrestrial life. This theory isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. High-ranking church officials, including members of the Vatican Observatory, have publicly stated that belief in aliens doesn't conflict with Catholic teachings. Some believe the Vatican possesses correspondence about alien encounters or even artifacts from extraterrestrial beings. The Vatican's secrecy is what keeps these theories alive. Its archives, spanning centuries and containing miles of documents, are accessible to only a select few. At its heart, the Vatican archives represent the Church's role as both a spiritual and historical guardian. They house thousands of documents, letters, and artifacts spanning more than 200 years of Catholic history. This collection isn't just about preserving the past, it's about safeguarding the Church's connection to divine authority and its interpretation of sacred truths. The archives hold the records of papal decrees, council decisions, and correspondence with world leaders. Many of these documents shaped the course of history, from the establishment of church doctrines to pivotal moments like the Crusades, the Reformation, and even colonial expansion under the doctrine of discovery. The Vatican archives have historically imposed strict restrictions on access, contributing to their aura of mystery. Only select researchers can view specific documents, and even then, they must meet stringent requirements and provide clear justification for their requests. This exclusivity has left much of the collection unexplored and out of reach for the public. Despite this, we have taken small steps to open certain parts of the archives. Some of the oldest documents, predating the Renaissance, have been available to scholars for years. These include early papal records and medieval correspondence that provide invaluable insights into the Church's early influence on Europe. Under Pope Francis, the Vatican has taken significant steps toward greater transparency. In 2020, he approved the release of records from the pontificate of Pius XI, covering the years of World War II and the Holocaust. This decision was monumental, as it shed light on one of the most controversial eras in modern church history. People have both criticized and defended Pope Pius X for his actions or perceived inaction during the Holocaust. Opening these records has allowed historians to examine his role in addressing the atrocities of Nazi Germany, providing a more nuanced understanding of the Church's stance during this dark period. Despite these reforms, much of the Vatican's collection remains off-limits. The Church maintains confidentiality around modern events by classifying documents from the last 75 years. This restriction applies to records involving sensitive topics such as recent papal decisions, internal church matters, and communications with world governments. The limited opening of the Vatican archives reflects the Church's struggle to balance its historic mission with the modern world's demands for openness. The Vatican's efforts to release some records while keeping others sealed show a cautious approach to reform. It suggests a recognition of the growing need for transparency, but also a firm commitment to protecting the Church's authority and traditions. People view these archives as a sacred repository of knowledge, where they preserve documents, manuscripts, and records detailing the Church's role in shaping history and faith. However, this combination of sanctity and secrecy has fueled curiosity for generations, inspiring documentaries, books, and speculation about what lies hidden within. Documentaries have tried to uncover the secrets of these archives and explore the Church's hidden history. The Vatican Archives, a production by the History Channel, delves into the mysteries of these records, shedding light on their significance and speculating on what remains undisclosed. By contrast, PBS's Secrets of the Vatican focuses on modern controversies, including financial scandals and internal power struggles. Both works offer unique perspectives, combining historical depth with investigative storytelling, which allows viewers to glimpse behind the Vatican's tightly closed doors. Scholars have also penned books that explore the layers of secrecy within the Vatican and their impact on history. The Vatican Secret Archives by Marie-Louise Kreitmeyer provides a detailed analysis of the archive's known contents, emphasizing their historical importance. It examines how these documents influence our understanding of key events, from religious reforms to global politics. Another notable book, God's Bankers by Gerald Posner, explores the Vatican Bank's financial dealings, uncovering allegations of corruption, money laundering, and connections to shadowy events. Posner's research reveals the tension between the Church's spiritual mission and its entanglements in worldly affairs. Beyond its majestic surface lies a labyrinth of hidden structures. Secret passages, vaults, and private chapels have long been part of the Vatican's lore, and their existence only deepens the sense of mystery surrounding this holy city. Are you enjoying the story? Support our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Rumors of underground tunnels have persisted. People claim that these passages connect key parts of the Vatican, providing discreet routes for popes and high-ranking officials to move unnoticed. Historical accounts suggest these tunnels served as escape routes during times of political unrest or invasion, ensuring the safety of church leaders. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Vatican is its protected vaults. Researchers believe these heavily guarded chambers hold documents, artifacts, and relics never revealed to the public. Unlike the Vatican Apostolic Archives, which grant limited access to researchers, these vaults are said to house items so sensitive or controversial that their existence is rarely discussed. Some speculate that the vaults might hold early versions of biblical texts, detailing alternate interpretations of Christian teachings. Others believe these chambers contain relics with immense historical and religious value, objects whose revelation could change the way people perceive the Church and its history. Rumor has it that the Vatican houses private chapels for exclusive prayer and ceremonies, in addition to its grand public spaces. People claim that these hidden sanctuaries showcase esoteric symbols and designs which stand out from the mainstream religious imagery prevalent in public churches. Some suggest that popes or other church leaders built these chapels for personal meditation, serving as places of solitude and secrecy. One of the most infamous episodes tied to the Church is the Inquisition, a series of religious tribunals established to combat heresy. The Vatican holds extensive records detailing these trials, which often led to severe persecution, imprisonment, and even executions of those deemed to hold beliefs contrary to Church teachings. The Spanish Inquisition, for example, became notorious for its brutal methods, including torture and public executions. Established in the late 15th century, it sought to enforce religious conformity, particularly targeting Jewish and Muslim converts suspected of secretly practicing their original faiths. Driven by religious zeal, it also served as a tool for political control, consolidating power in Spain and beyond. The trial and dissolution of the Knights Templar is another chapter of Vatican history steeped in controversy. Founded in the 12th century, the Templars were a powerful military and financial order tasked with protecting Christian pilgrims and fighting in the Crusades. Over time, their wealth and influence grew to rival that of monarchs, leading to suspicion and envy among rulers. In 1307, King Philip IV of France accused the Templars of heresy, blasphemy, and other crimes. Under pressure, Pope Clement V sanctioned an investigation, ultimately leading to the order's dissolution in 1312. The Crown and the Church arrested, tortured, and executed many Templars, confiscating much of their wealth. Documents in the Vatican archives, including the Chinon parchment discovered in 2001, reveal that the Templars may have been absolved of heresy by Pope Clement V before their persecution. This raises questions about the true motives behind their downfall, whether it was a genuine effort to address heresy or a politically motivated betrayal of a once loyal order. If you're enjoying this story, consider supporting this content by sending a super thanks. By contributing, you're helping to keep these fascinating explorations alive, bringing more story. The trial of Galileo Galilei is one of the most well-known conflicts between science and the Church. Galileo, a pioneering astronomer, championed the heliocentric model of the universe, which placed the Sun, rather than the Earth, at the center. This contradicted the geocentric view supported by Church doctrine at the time. The Roman Inquisition tried Galileo in 1633 and found him guilty of heresy for promoting ideas that contradicted Scripture. The Roman Inquisition forced him to recant and placed him under house arrest for the rest of his life. The Vatican archives contain detailed records of his trial, illustrating the tension between scientific discovery and religious authority. These controversial cases highlight the Vatican's historical role as both a spiritual authority and a powerful institution navigating the challenges of its time. The Inquisition reflects the perils of combining faith with absolute power. The Knights Templar trial exposes the vulnerability of loyalty in the face of politics, and Galileo's story underscores the need for dialogue between belief and progress. The Vatican's history is a tapestry of devotion, complexity, and controversy. It serves as a reminder that the broader currents of history, while deeply personal, also shape faith. As the Church continues to reflect on its past, these episodes remain valuable lessons about the balance between spiritual authority, human rights, and the pursuit of truth. Thanks for watching. Join our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.